Hi, I'm Chef Tomm. I'm a professional chef. I've trained all over the world. I've learned all kinds of culinary secrets, and now I'm going to teach them to you. So in this episode, we're doing Untitled Chicken. This again is a three-part process. The first process will be making the sauce. The second process will be the tenderizing process, and the third part would be actually cooking it. Now, when I say mother sauce, it's kind of like our Western style mother sauces in the fact that with this one particular sauce, you can probably make hundreds of dishes off of that. So making the sauce is quick and easy. What I'm gonna do is add our sugar, our soy sauce, dark soy sauce, black vinegar, rice wine, ginger, rice wine vinegar, Szechuan peppercorns, garlic, and white pepper. You can get the recipe for this on my website, cheftomm.com. So now all I want to do is take this and give it a quick stir. Make sure all ingredients get fully incorporated. You can use this right away, but it's really best to let it sit overnight. So one interesting things that the Asians do with their meat is they put it through a tenderizing process. This is actually a Chinese technique. Traditionally, this dish is done with chicken thighs, but I have chicken breast today. So what you want to do first is to kind of just cut your chicken up into nice sized chunks that you might use for this dish. This tenderizing process is again one of those techniques, kind of like the noodle technique, that was a little bit on the odd side for me when I first started messing with it, because what they do is they put baking soda in the meat, and the baking soda just pretty much tear down the connective tissues in the meat, making it nice and tender. That's why when you go to these Chinese restaurants and get the meat's always nice and tender, because they're using very inexpensive cuts. That's why Chinese food tends to be very cheap. So now we have our chicken. We want to drop our chicken into the bowl. And our first set of ingredients will be baking soda, white pepper, and salt. So since I'm using chicken breast, this is not too much of a process to worry about because it's always tender, but you want to just take this stuff up, mix it in, and if you're using chicken thighs, I really want to smash this down there a whole lot harder than I'm doing with this, but again, this is already tender for me, so I'm not too worried about. Next part of this, we're going to add the egg white. If we're using red meat, we use whole eggs, but since we're only using white meat, just egg whites. So again, stir this in. Pretty much what we're doing is just making a batter all around this. Okay, so once that's nice and stirred in, I want to start adding my cornstarch. And the cornstarch in this, again, you want to have it like a nice batter consistency. Get a little water in here. So once it's nicely coated, like it is right now, what I want to do with it is I'm going to put a little oil on top of this, and the oil is to kind of like seal everything in, hold everything into place. Normally, when you do all these processes, you want to wait overnight to use this, but again, the chicken breast, you could probably use it right away, but that's it for the tenderizing process. Okay, now we have our chicken tenderized, we have the mother sauce made, we have our broccoli blanched, we have all our meats and pasta ready to go, so let's start cooking this. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of oil, drop into our wok. If you don't have a wok, use a saute pan, it'll be just fine. So get a little heat on this. garlic and ginger. We want to do the garlic and ginger. We want to stir it around and make it kind of aromatic. Don't burn the garlic. I wish you could smell this. Okay, now that's aromatic, we want to take 6 ounces of our mother sauce and drop that right in there. And stir this around a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of slurry in. Now what the slurry is going to do, it's a quick thickener which is made up of cornstarch and water. The reason I use this is speed. Once the sauce is thick, we're all set with it. I'm giving a little stir on the bottom just in case the slurry's sticking or it's not going enough. So it needs just a little bit more slurry in there, so I'm going to drop a little bit more in there. Now one of the things that the Chinese do, which I think is a really cool idea, I don't know if you ever worked with slurry before, what they do is they kind of just give enough heat to kind of make it thick, so when you're holding for an extended period of time, it doesn't fall apart. But now we have the proper thickness on the sauce, so I'm going to kind of let that sit there for a minute while I go on to cooking the meat. Okay, so now I'm going to take about 8 ounces of my chicken and I'm going to drop it into the wok. If you don't have a wok, you don't have a deep fat fryer, you can use a regular pan, but or a pot. Don't fill it more than a third of the way up, so you don't want it to overflow. When the chicken gets in there, you want to make sure you stir it around so you can break it up. So once chicken's done, simmer it for about 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, again at 350 degrees. What I want to do is take this chicken out. What I'm looking for on the chicken is color and time. 4 or 5 minutes should be more than enough to cook a chicken. If you have any doubts, take a piece of chicken, cut it in half, take a look at it. So now I have the sauce inside the wok for the chicken. You just want to take this, move that around, get the sauce nice and warmed up, get the broccoli all nice and seasoned along in there, and that's pretty much it for the dish. Let me get it plated up for you. Now everything's nice, cooked all the way through. Now it's time to plate this up. And that's Untitled Chapter chicken.